There's an intriguing passage in the Bible where Jesus says that the birds of the air have their nests, the foxes have their holes, but the Son of Man, him, has nowhere to rest his head. He is saying that his ministry is one of homelessness. When I was a young boy and left my hometown to go to London to university, I was surprised to find on the streets of London, in those days in the 1960s and 70s, many homeless people. It was unknown in my own hometown, and I think that was general throughout the country. Later on, when I became a curate in Manchester, in Old Trafford, once again I saw the rise of homelessness in that city. And now, of course, today, homeless people are a feature on every street in every city of our land. It's a problem and an opportunity that is with us, and an opportunity for the church. I want to explore homelessness here in Lincoln itself by talking to Liz Jackson, who is the animator for our U2CRIS project, and she on a weekly basis deals with the problems of homelessness and has an understanding of what we can do as a people to address it. Liz, you run the U2CRIS project here at St Mary Le Wigford's every Tuesday. And as part of that, you run a prayer cafe. People come in off the streets to have coffee and food, and the doors are about to open and people will flood in. Tell me, what's been your experience of that, and what's been happening between you and the homeless people of Lincoln?
Yeah, when we first opened the doors, the main people that came in were people really needing to talk to someone, and people who were in fairly dire straits, and that slowly progressed to being people who were actually living on the street. We now get about 50 regular people coming in with a variety of needs, and I would say probably between 15 and 20 of them actually on the street all the time, every night. Right.
And what kind of things make people homeless?
There isn't one reason. I mean, you listen to each person's story and they are all so individual. There's a large number of men who have ended up on the street as a result of family breakdown, often coupled with unemployment issues as well. And I would say that they form a large sector of the people on the street. But there's other issues too. There's drug addiction issues and there's alcohol issues, and there's a number of young people who, for various reasons, feel that they have to leave home.
Right. And what is there a particular kind of person becomes homeless, or is it something which is across the whole categories of human beings?
There isn't one type of person. I don't think it's possible. I mean, we've got people of every age. We've got men and women. We've got people from what you would say was every social class. It's simply circumstances that can affect anybody that leads them to being homeless.
And when in your experience of the people who come here, what are the issues? What are the problems? What are the things that face homeless people in Lincolnshire and particularly here in Lincoln?
I think one of the big problems is that they begin to lead a very chaotic life, which makes it very difficult for them to take advantages of the services that are available. For instance, if there's someone with an addiction problem, there's Addiction, which is able to provide them with a degree of support, but because they're on the street, because they don't get regular meals, because they don't get enough sleep, and because they're tired, they often fail to make it to these appointments, and they often fail to take advantage of the support that they could have.
Yeah. And people sleeping rough. I mean, homelessness, it isn't necessarily just about people who are sleeping rough in the streets.
No, it isn't.
But in your experience, is that a problem in Lincoln? Are there many people sleeping rough at the side of the river, in doorways,
There is a higher number than there should be of people sleeping rough. There's a very large number of people who are vulnerably housed. Right. So that's people who take up a rented room on a very short tenancy or no particular agreement at all, and find themselves, that they could be kicked out very quickly. Yeah. And I think they're probably the largest proportion of people.
Yeah. So the $64 million question, what can be done about homelessness? Can we affect it? Is it something that's going to be with us forever and we just simply can't do anything about it? Should we do something about it? And if so, what is that? What can we as individuals do and as a church?
Well, I think one of the things is to look at everybody who comes in as an individual, because there isn't one answer to everybody's problems. I'm beginning to think that one of the things that these people often lack is the support of a family. If we have a problem, we go to our families, or we're able to at least offload to our families and share with them. And I just wonder whether perhaps a church's role in this could be to offer that background support. It doesn't mean that we're able to provide for their every need, but what it does mean is we're able to say, are you keeping your appointments? Are you trying this? Are you trying that? But I don't think there's one answer to everybody's problems.
No. Liz, thanks ever so much and good luck.
Thank you.
I started this piece by talking about that wonderful phrase of Jesus where he said that the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head, even though the foxes have holes and the birds have their nests. So manifestly, there was something about Jesus' ministry which identified with the homeless people. Possibly, of course, it was anti-materialist. He was freeing himself from all the constraints and strictures that we have because we own things and because we are placed in a particular place and have a home and a family. But also, of course, in identifying with the homeless, he was identifying with the most deprived people in society and the people who were most marginalised in our world. The Feast of the Ascension is the feast of Jesus constantly being with us now. And we are his hands, we are his feet, we are his mouth preaching in the world. We are here to do his work as his body. If he identified so closely and so profoundly with the plight of the homeless, shouldn't the church be doing the same today?